Hi there, my name's Dana Damara. I want to thank you so much for your interest in the yoga teacher training program coming up in fall 2021. As with everything else in the world, this program has evolved many times since its inception back in early 2000. It began as just a little 150-page manual in Vancouver, Washington, and has since evolved into a 400-page manual with excerpts and sections written by other teachers. Because of the global pandemic we experienced in 2020, we now have tons of recorded content and the ability to host this training on a global level. So I'm hosting an info session on July 24th here at Gather Encinitas. It'll be July 24th at 12:30 p.m., where you can come in and ask any question that you have and get your answer right away. I'll also be hosting a Zoom call to that info session, so you can mark your calendar for July 24th. But with this video, I just wanted to go over a little bit about the training program. So the first thing I want to say is, wow, what a year. And teacher training, yoga teacher training isn't just about yoga training. It isn't even about the postures, although sometimes it looks like that. For me personally, yoga is a lifestyle, and it doesn't mean that I show up uh, gracefully and with breath in every moment, but it means that I have the tools in order to do that in as many moments as I desire. This practice for me started out as a simple asana practice many, many years ago, and now has evolved into something that I incorporate into my day-to-day activity through asana, through pranayama, through meditation, through prayer, through observation. So, a big part of teacher training is about learning how to share this practice. But a bigger part of this training is learning how to incorporate the aspects of yoga into your life. And that's really what this is about. Such a small percentage of people who've taken my training over the years, and there's upwards of 350 to 400 people who've walked through my training doors. Um, a small percentage of those people become teachers. They actually use it either in their personal practice, or maybe they're therapists and or physical therapists and want to incorporate yoga into their life. So I like to think of the 200-hour training program as just a scratch of the surface. And I know that some of you potentially took a 200-hour online during 2020. Good for you. And if you want to do it again, this would be an amazing process for you. We cover all the methodology, teaching technique, all the pieces of a teacher training that is required by Yoga Alliance. So at the end of the training, you will have your Yoga Alliance certification, but you'll have way more than that. You'll have friends from all over the world, because part of this training is online and you can take it from anywhere in the world. You'll have a deeper connection to yourself, and you'll probably find that you're more flexible and strong in lots of areas of your life. So I want to share my screen with you because this is important for you to understand a little bit about this training program, because it is different than any other training program I've held in the past. Traditionally, I've hosted teacher training programs every other weekend, twice a year for 6 to 7, mostly 7 weekends. So it's 14 weeks, right? Every other weekend. And we show up in the room at 6 p.m. on Friday, and we're there till about 10:30 p.m. And then we show up again on Saturday at 7 a.m. and we're there again until 7 p.m. And then we show up on Sunday and we're there from 7 to 7. Now, I know that sounds grueling, but it's an epic way to practice. Now, since the global pandemic, I've switched the way I'm offering the trainings, and I'm doing that for multiple reasons, but the way we'll meet will be different, and it's what I like to call a hybrid training. Okay, so I want to share this with you, and we'll go over this in the info session too if you want to join. All right, let me make sure I get you on the right screen. I'm going to put on my glasses. All right, so here's my 200-hour training program page, and you can look at this for yourself. I talk about our mission, but I talk a lot about this date thing, right? So here's the dates that we meet. So at Gather Encinitas, we'll be meeting Saturdays and Sundays from 10:45 until 5:30. That's the longest day that we'll have. We'll practice, and then we'll be in lecture. Now, and that goes for all these other weekends. Where you see 10:9 to 10:10 and 11:6 to 11:7, I'll be up in San Francisco at Yoga Flow SF, and love that studio, love that space. It's where I started hosting my own teacher trainings and went back and forth from Encinitas to San Francisco. So it'll be sort of around the same time. You'll just have to check the website when you enroll. But the biggest point is this: if you are from, say, um, Florida and you can't attend, you're like, I can't do this training, right? Well, you can. You can join us via Zoom calls during those times. So you'll have access to all of us during those times. I know some of you are zoomed out, and so Zoom fatigue is a real thing. But if you want to attend the training, you can do this. And maybe you can pick one weekend to come or 2 weekends. My invitation is the first or the last weekend. If you can swing both, come to both, because you sit in that sacred circle with us at the beginning and the end. And that's really powerful. Those of you who do want to travel to Encinitas from out of town, please reach out to me because I have plenty of places for you to stay really inexpensively. Okay? So try not to put any limits on yourself with this training program. So we've got two in-person venues to host the fall teacher training and live stream capabilities for global connection. Now I want to show you this recorded content that I talk a little bit about. So I'm going to switch my screens. So, and maybe close your eyes for a moment. Okay, there we go. So when the pandemic happened, I was in the midst of a yoga teacher training program, right in the heart of it. And I had to pivot right away to figure out how to support the students who had already created a real sense of community with each other. So I put everything online, which was very much out of my comfort zone. But you'll see here there's 0 of 208 lessons completed. All that means is that there's 208 lessons in this online format. So if you can't make it to something, you have all of this plus your Omwork, I call it, available to you online. This is where we go through, we have, there's a chapter for everything. Here's methodology and technique, right? So it's made up of lecture, it's made up of working with other people in your class. So you are asked to meet with your group via Zoom or in person if you can. And then it's also Omwork. So we ask that you videotape yourself either teaching a class or instructing something. You know, there's writing prompts. It's just as if you would be in the class with us. So it was a labor of love putting this teacher training online, and it was something that was sort of against how I felt about teacher training. I believe that we are meant to be in person, but I also learned so much about my own energetic blocks around, um, you know, holding this sense of, well, it has to be this way, right? It doesn't have to be any way. It is what it is. So the whole 400-page manual, when you sign up, the whole 400-page manual is, I'm going to try to stop share here. There we go. The whole 400-page manual is sent over to you once you're paid. You have access to that online portal, and you have access to those classes every other weekend. So again, please reach out to me with any questions that you have. I'm an open book. And also, if you can, attend the info session on July 24th, either online or in person. Okay. And please reach out to me, really, if you have any questions. This is my passion. This is my deepest heart's work. It's my dharma. You can reach me at danadamara.com. You can find me on Instagram at Dana Damara Evolution. And I really hope I see you in this training. If you're even thinking about it a little teeny tiny bit, it's time to do it. I don't turn anyone away for financial issues, so we figure out a way and we'll make it happen. So again, I want to thank you so much. And again, I hope to see you soon. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.